raised like that. I don't go. I'm not going back my mama. I'm not going. So tell your ass mama dig her ass up and post a picture.
50 Cent threw up one photo of Tiny Harris, and suddenly the internet was in complete meltdown. But what he said right after that about King Harris questioning who his real father might be is the twist nobody expected. And once you hear what's really been quietly simmering inside this marriage for years, you start to see why this feud goes far beyond a simple Verzoos debate. This isn't just rap competition, this is history. And the bomb 50 dropped? That one felt personal. To understand it, we've got to rewind, because none of this began in February 2026. This story has been building for nearly 2 decades. The only reason it finally erupted like this is because one man, Curtis James Jackson III, better known as 50 Cent, decided he was done playing subtle and went straight for the throat. The friction between 50 Cent and T.I. goes all the way back to the mid-2000s, when both of them were sitting right at the peak of the rap game. 50 was running G-Unit like a full-scale empire, moving millions of records and dominating his lane in a way very few artists ever had. Meanwhile, down in Atlanta, Clifford T.I. Harris Jr. was boldly claiming the crown as King of the South, and to be fair, his catalogue gave him every reason to say it. Put 2 heavyweights in the same arena and some level of friction is almost guaranteed. At first, it stayed low-key. A couple slick jabs during interviews, competitive energy that never fully exploded. But around 2007 and 2008, things started heating up when 50 began pointing at T.I.'s legal troubles and asking the kind of question that can follow a rapper forever. Was the so-called king cooperating with the feds? Here's what actually went down. In October 2007, T.I. was arrested in Atlanta during an ATF sting operation. Authorities said he attempted to buy 3 machine guns and 2 silencers through a bodyguard who was secretly cooperating with the government. These were serious federal charges, the type that could bury someone for years. Each count carried penalties of up to 10 years behind bars and a $250,000 fine. So, when sentencing arrived in March 2009 and I ended up receiving just 1 year and 1 day. The rap world started doing the math with a raised eyebrow. And 50 definitely noticed. On G-Unit's 2008 album TOS, Terminate on Sight, 50 dropped the track You So Tough and delivered a line that the industry couldn't ignore. I got the best lawyers money can buy. They said it would have got me 10 or maybe 9. I said, how do you explain how homie breathes so? Keep your mouth shut, or you eat the cheese. When interviewers pressed him about it, 50 played it smooth, at least at first.
Use real-life situations to create something that's entertaining without being specific. That's entertainment to me. Like if I had an issue, when have you known me to be indirect with an issue?
You're pretty direct.
Right, so if I had a problem with any artist, trust me, they would know.
But then he pretty much went ahead and confirmed it just seconds later.
Is that line about T.I.?
Absolutely, for the public to decide.
Now, he definitely wasn't shutting the rumor down. T.I., on the other hand, has always insisted he never snitched. According to him, the case was deeply personal, connected to seeking justice for his best friend Philip Johnson, who was tragically killed in Cincinnati back in 2006. As part of his plea agreement, T.I. completed more than 1,000 hours of community service, traveled to 25 states, and spoke with thousands of young people about staying out of trouble. But in hip-hop, once that snitch rumor starts floating around, explanations rarely travel as fast as accusations. After that period, things cooled down for a while. There was a brief moment of tension in 2020 when T.I. made comments about King Von's death that 50 felt were disrespectful to a grieving community. But even then, it didn't turn into a full-blown war. That didn't happen until 2026. And, oddly enough, it all started with a Verzoos conversation that quickly turned personal. In early February 2026, T.I. appeared on the Nightcap podcast with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. During the interview, he shared a story about being in Los Angeles with 50 while they were both working on television projects. According to T.I., the two of them even talked about doing a Verzoos battle to celebrate their catalogs. He said they seemed to agree, but once he mentioned it publicly, 50 acted like he had no clue what he was talking about.
I said I wanted 50. That's what I said. He don't want no smoke, though. Oh, Lord. I called my man out. He don't want no smoke. He ducking smoke. It's cool.
And on another occasion, T.I. Music broke it down even further.
We were moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows and shit while we were around each other, man, you know what I mean? I said, what you think about this? Like, shit, you wanna do that? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, cool, so shit. And I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. Going on. Then that's what it was about. Cause now I question your character.
Now normally people would expect 50 Cent to respond with bars, maybe a diss track. That's the classic playbook. Instead, he took a very different route, one that many people felt crossed a line. He jumped on Instagram and posted an unflattering photo of T.I.'s wife, Tamika "Tiny" Harris, telling T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. It wasn't a jab at T.I.'s music, not his reputation, not even his career. His wife. That's the moment everything changed. Because once 50 did that, this stopped being just another rap feud. He pulled a woman into it, a woman who's already been through more public storms than most people realize. And she has a 1-year-old son, King, watching this all play out in real time. At that point, it wasn't just about music anymore, it became about family. And when you tug on this particular family, you're pulling on years of complicated history, marriage struggles, rumors, loyalty tests, all connected to Tiny Harris. To understand why 50 going after Tiny hit so hard, and why King responded the way he did, you first have to understand who Tiny actually is. She's not just T.I.'s wife, that label barely scratches the surface. Born Tamika Diane Cottle on the 14th of July 1975, in College Park, Georgia, Tiny was already making serious moves in music long before T.I. ever entered the picture. She rose to fame in the early 1990s as a member of the R&B group Xscape, helping define the sound of that era. And beyond performing, she was writing hits too. Tiny co-wrote TLC's iconic No Scrubs and contributed to records for Destiny's Child, building a resume that many artists would envy. Before meeting T.I., her personal life stayed fairly private. She dated Zonny Zabo Pullins for about 6 years, starting in 1992, and together they had a daughter, Zonique, born in 1996, who later became a member of the Oh My God Girls. Tiny also revealed on their reality show that she had a close friendship with Tupac Shakur in 1994 that almost became romantic, though it never actually did. Tupac passed away in 1996. No major scandals. Tiny met T.I. in 2001 through industry circles connected to Grand Hustle Records. And interestingly enough, she wasn't interested at first. Reports say she curved him multiple times before eventually giving him a chance. By the mid-2000s, they were solid. They quietly tied the knot in Miami Beach on the 30th of July 2010, later celebrating with larger ceremonies in Atlanta and Las Vegas. Together, they welcomed King in 2004, Major in 2008, and Heiress in 2016, while also enduring the heartbreak of a stillbirth in 2007. Between T.I.'s children from previous relationships and Zonique, they were raising a blended family of 7. But the marriage was under pressure almost immediately. Just months after the wedding, T.I. was arrested again on drug charges while still on probation. Tiny stood firmly by his side. The couple later turned their lives into VH1's T.I. and Tiny, The Family Hustle, which aired from 2011 to 2017 and gave fans a front-row seat to their family's highs and lows. Behind the scenes, though, cracks were already forming. In 2014, T.I. got into a heated physical altercation with boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. in Las Vegas after rumors spread that Mayweather had been getting a little too friendly with Tiny. The moment was caught on camera. Both sides denied that anything serious happened. But years later, during a 2018 interview on Candy Coated Nights, Tiny admitted Mayweather had flirted with her, and she hinted that she wasn't getting the attention she needed at home. "I didn't really cheat," he flirted with me. "Everybody needs attention," she said. And honestly, that one statement says a lot. The breaking point? That came back in December 2016. Tiny filed for divorce in Henry County, Georgia, citing irreconcilable differences and asking for primary custody. A few months later, in April 2017, she had to refile after a service issue. She later revealed the filing was all about self-respect after years of cheating, lying, and disrespect. By summer 2017, they were back on. T.I. called Tiny his best friend and admitted he just couldn't walk away. Their final season of the show captured how close they came to splitting and how hard they fought to rebuild. And rebuild? They did. Fast forward to 202515 years of marriage, celebrated with a Thailand getaway. Yacht videos, cozy captions, smiles all around. It was clear they were presenting a united front, at least publicly. Two people who had truly battled to keep their marriage alive. T.I. openly called Tiny the love of his life, and she praised his growth, saying he had matured in the way he loves her over 24 years together. Then, early 2026, the Grammys. Side by side, polished, smiling, solid. And then, 50 Cent hit post. Let's be crystal clear. The rumors that followed, like 50 hinting King Harris might not be T.I.'s biological son, have no verified proof. King was born in 2004, 3 years into T.I. and Tiny's relationship. Both parents have always raised him publicly. That paternity jab? Classic 50, find the softest target and press it just to see the reaction. And here's the thing most people forget. Behind the marriage drama, this family had been carrying something far heavier than rap beef. January 2021, more than a dozen women accused T.I. and Tiny of serious crimes. Drugging, assault, holding women against their will, trafficking, spanning 2005-2018. The couple denied it all, calling it a coordinated money grab. Their lawyer, Steve Sado, labeled it a sordid shakedown campaign with zero merit. VH1 paused the show while investigating. LAPD opened a case in May 2021, but by September, the DA declined to file charges due to expired statutes of limitations. Georgia led to nothing either. Then in January 2024, an Air Force vet filed a civil lawsuit under California law, allowing older claims if a cover-up could be proven. T.I. and Tiny tried to dismiss it. By August 2024, a federal judge tossed the case, though the plaintiff could amend and refile. Bottom line, no charges, no convictions, but the cloud lingered. So when 50 posted Tiny's photo, turning her into a punchline, he wasn't just trolling over a Verzeus feud, he was targeting someone who had endured divorce filings, cheating rumors, and federal investigations in front of millions. That's what triggered the explosion. King Harris didn't stay silent. The second he saw his mum's photo on 50's Instagram, something snapped. At 21, raised under cameras and constant gossip, seeing his mother used as a joke, that hit differently. This wasn't a PR move. King jumped straight to Instagram stories, firing in real time. And he crossed a line most in hip-hop consider sacred, bringing up 50's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, murdered in 1983 when 50 was 8. King said if 50 wanted to post mothers, he could post his too, and even shared what looked like her gravesite.
I want to say something about my mama. Your mama. Your mama. Go dig her up. Go dig her up. Post a picture of your mama. She pay respect. Stop playing with my mama.
I want to say something about my mama. Your mama. Your mama. Go dig her up. Post a picture of your mama. She pay respect. Stop playing with my mama. 50. Typical response. A Pepe the Frog meme that said, lol, telling King to stay out of grown men's business. King? He doubled down. February 23rd, he called 50 an attention seeker, recycling the same tactics for nearly 30 years. He referenced the 2000 shooting, surviving 9 bullets, and said acting like this now isn't impressive. He dragged 50's 2007 album Curtis, outsold by Kanye West's Graduation, and even posted old pics of 50 holding oversized toys at a radio station. Shots were fired involving 50's son, Sire, and he tagged Diddy, Rick Ross, Ashanti widening the blast radius. T.I. jumped in, backing his son publicly and adding fuel. February 23rd, he dropped a diss track, The Right One, painting 50 as someone who talks big but dodges real competition. He hinted unresolved pain from losing his mother still shapes him. He previewed War, produced by DJ Tomb for his final album Kill the King, and released What Bully, paired with that infamous photo of 50's drastic weight loss for the 2011 film All Things Fall Apart. T.I.'s older son Damani joined with his own diss sampling Outkast's Miss Jackson, a pointed pick. Then February 24th, King dropped Made Man, a 21-year-old often labelled a Nepo baby now standing toe-to-toe with one of hip-hop's most seasoned trolls. 50 barely touched the music. Instead, he promoted his Broadway revival of August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone, opening the 25th of April 2026, captioning, "Opening night April 25th. No rappers, no bad BBLs, no little albino kids, just sold out Broadway." Fans read the albino kids line as a direct shot at one of T.I. and Tiny's children. That post deleted, along with most feud-related content. Then 50 went after Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mum, who had reposted a supportive Tiny video. He mocked grandmothers in beef, following with a gif of Solange pulling off her earrings, a nod to the 2014 elevator incident. The Bayhive mobilized instantly. Backlash? Fierce and immediate. By February 25th, 50 Cent had deleted every post tied to the feud. The same 50 who never backed down from Ja Rule, Rick Ross, or Diddy. Silent. The drama got so wild, police reportedly got calls not because anyone was in danger, but because people were that absorbed. That's how deeply this consumed the internet. The audience? Split. Some say 50 crossed the line by dragging Tiny and King was defending his mother. Others say King went too far invoking 50's murdered mum. Both sides have points. But the bigger picture. For 20 plus years, 50's playbook has been the same. Poke, troll, trigger, wait for the reaction. The louder the reaction, the more the internet declares him the winner. Worked on Ja Rule, Rick Ross, and more. This time, the person swinging back wasn't 50. It was a 2-1-year-old son ready to go where his father wouldn't. When 50 aimed at Tiny, he didn't hit a soft spot, he hit the most protected person in the room. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below and click one of the videos on your screen for more deep dives. I'll see you in the next one.